everybody. I'm Lauren Dalvia. I'm an astrologer here at Bene Mudra and a spiritual teacher. This is your astro update for January 24th through January 31st. First of all, what we have, the biggest thing that's going on this week is we have a huge full moon on the 28th in Leo. It's amplified by something called an opposition to Jupiter in Aquarius and squares from Mars and Uranus in Taurus. So the results are kind of big, loud, and dramatic. Power is available, but must be used with caution. Also, we have Venus and Pluto conjunct in Capricorn. So that really brings in a new era in a new chapter in relationship and financial power. This is the start of a cycle that is going to conclude in March of 2022, which is the next time those two very powerful planets are conjunct each other. And it's connected to a Venus retrograde at the end of this year. So I'm just going to give a little bit of an update for each sign. And so you guys have something to work with. But the most important thing this week is this powerful full moon on the 28th, as well as this Venus-Pluto conjunction. Also, to let you know, at the end of the week, Mercury in Aquarius is stationing retrograde. So that's the usual delays and rewrites and things like that. This retrograde is asking questions about society, freedom, and radical truths or lies. So Aries, Neptune is in your hidden area. That is squared the nodes, which is kind of like the soul of the planetary system. This suggests a secret or an unacknowledged issue that blurs the facts. This means maybe a matter involving travel, education, legal issues, etc., publishing, or faith itself need to be examined more closely. But what you hide or avoid will keep you from the truth until you shed light on it. So you have to go in. The full moon is in your area of self-expression, and this can provide a really nice boost for your talents, friendships, or any kind of public display of like shining. A public launch is great. Just watch for exaggerated or impulsive actions that can undermine your security, be it financial or self-esteem. Like, just do not let desperation to control you. In some cases, what happens publicly might be driven by changes to your income. And then the Venus-Pluto is in your career area, and that points to crucial professional development or a new chapter in public image. So this is a nice, big, bombastic week for Aries. Taurus, Neptune is in your social area in this square to the nodes, the soul of the system. This indicates that public ideal or idealized image regarding you or someone else might interfere with your move towards self-sufficiency. So what you share or owe, or where you place your trust, can be up for hard questions. In external influences or associations with those who mislead you, this can distract you from financial or self-esteem goals. So you just want to choose what's best for you and get really clear with that throughout the week. The full moon is in your career area. That's illuminating a domestic turning point via change or opportunity in your professional life. So expansion into the future or career opportunity can kind of seal the deal, especially regarding relocation, a family matter, or a home business. So there's also some squares to Mars and Uranus in your sign. That suggests that you may react too quickly or even feel threatened by these changes. So just bear that in mind and get still. Before you push forward or try to escape, you just want to know that thoughtful responses to change will take you further than anything panicked or exaggerated. And the Venus-Pluto is in your opportunities area. That draws your attention to power and tempting new developments that are going to urge you to step outside your comfort zone. And that's actually really great. The Mercury retrograde is in your career area. So so you just want to know that things might slow down, things that we think we lose return again, just to know that like we're all being asked to slow down at the end of this week. So yours is happening in career. And so to just kind of like let the divine be the divine with that one. Gemini, Neptune is in your career sector, is squaring the nodes. So this is indicating unrealistic future goals or confusing professional issues. This can blur the lines regarding a partner or a competitor. So it's time to identify precisely what you want out of a relationship and your future. But refusal to face up to certain realities about what comes next can keep you focused on potential rather than facts. Don't be afraid to speak up or make a definitive choice, is really like the energy this week for you. The full moon is in your communication area. This delivers bold answers, message that can kind of inflame hopes and it can encourage you to declare something big. So you want to watch for restlessness, background anger, impatience. That can accelerate things to the point where what is said or decided is not what you originally had in mind. So think before you speak and just remain conscious of simmering issues. In some cases, a revelation or a surprising answer can be based on what you can't fully see. The Venus Pluto is in your area of shared resources. This can deepen intimacy or signal a lucrative new development in shared finances. Shared power will be an issue. Mercury retrograde is in your opportunities area. This can trigger delays and questions about travel, education, legal matters, or publishing. Plans can fall through, or what you thought was true can be up for discussion. It's just something to watch. Cancer. Neptune is in your opportunities area. This suggests confusion, perhaps unrealistic beliefs regarding travel, education, legal matters, or publishing. They must be overcome before you can move out of an unhealthy rut, especially regarding work or health. There may be lies that you're telling yourself that in terms of what's healthy or at least not harmful, or perhaps you're avoiding a truth that must be in terms of like what must be done. So your path ahead involves transcending what you keep telling yourself is impossible and just releasing old habits and ways of being. Truth needs to be first. The full moon is actually in your sector of personal resources. So that delivers results around earned money or self-esteem. Expansion involving debt, taxes, financial gifts, issues with a partner or psychological matters, they can be amplified. You might be jolted by a friend or a contact. Just make sure you don't react by overspending or doing something that undermines your values, personal or financial. There might be a revelation involving a partner or shared finances. That's also possible. Venus Pluto is in your relationship sector. This can trigger deep attraction or make you aware of someone else's magnetism. Mercury retrograde is in your area of shared resources. So that's going to have you digging for answers and asking hard questions about delicate issues in terms of financial documents, knowledge from the past. Just watch for delays and revisions of those things. That's the area to kind of relax and pay attention to, and know that there might be some seemingly backwards work in that area, but it's a set up, not a setback. It's just to get you to pay attention and for when that movement does happen again in 3 weeks. Leo, Neptune is in your area of shared resources. That is squared the nodes. That points to an undermining secret or area of vulnerability involving shared finances, intimacy, or psychology. You may be stuck with habitual behavior that kind of encourages you to overindulge or like not have boundaries or have unrealistic expectations or be more obsessive. Your path forward involves acknowledging how your behavior impacts others and getting specific about how you contribute to the group. So it might be time for something to go public, but first you need to kind of openly acknowledge a shadowy issue or a fantasy with regard to that. The full moon is in your sign. This can deliver results with competitors and partners and your approach to one-on-one relationships, best friends. Another's optimism or admirable gifts can inflate these results, and there could be surprising changes or arguments in terms of your career. So before you act, just make sure what you're promising is solid. Venus Pluto is in your area of routine. That offers benefits if you're willing to make deep changes involving your health and routine and methodology and obligations. It might demand your complete honesty, though, in terms of what's best. Mercury retrograde is in your relationship sector. This may give you further cause to ask questions and just kind of know that delays and mixed messages, might happen. In some cases, past relationships might grab your attention and jog your curiosity. Virgo, Neptune is in your relationship area in this square to the nodes, the soul of the solar system. It confronts you with an illusion or a projected dream involving partners or competitors. Issues involving family in the past will be featured. And before you can move forward and choose the correct future path, you'll just need to deal with what's unclear, what maybe is kind of smoke and mirrors. The full moon is in your hidden area. This illuminates secrets or an unacknowledged matter based on changes with health, work, or service to others. Expansion in your daily life might be jarring. Unpredictable events that kind of seem like they're out of your control may suddenly reveal what's in the background. These could be truths that you were reluctant to acknowledge, or in some cases a breakthrough. The Venus Pluto is going to be in your sector of self-expression. This can increase your confidence regarding creative work, new attractions, or simply like you being you. It's really lovely for Virgo this week. Total commitment to yourself and your talents. That's what this week is about for you. That's what I want you to focus on around the full moon. Mercury retrograde is in your area of routine. That signals delays, mixed messages, corrections involving health, work, or our service to others. So progress in these areas, it might slow down as you look closely at like error or extra responsibility. This is necessary to identify maybe what's been overlooked. Libra. Neptune is in your area of routine. That's squaring the nodes. It highlights an area of weakness or avoidance in terms of health, work, or service to others or obligation to others. The ongoing promise or belief must be confronted by nailing down the facts. What is real? What is not real? A key habit or scenario that's been undermining you will keep you stuck until you really look at it closely and put it in perspective. A key decision or a contract about work or health may be featured. Before you choose, don't accept generalities and nebulousness. You've got to uncover all the details, like, and just kind of really get clear about those things. The full moon is in your social area. That suggests kind of bigger public displays driven by your confidence, willingness to take a risk. A public launch or attention from others might be featured, but there are background issues involving shared finances, possible hidden anger, frustration, hidden passion. This will accelerate results to a point where you can receive unexpected responses. Just be wary of exaggerations because everything, the good and the not so good, will be on display here. So if in doubt, just ask yourself if you'd be okay with the public knowing whatever's going on. The Venus Pluto is in your domestic sector. That highlights the power balance between you and a family member, or signals a lucrative new start to home business or the possibility of relocation. And the Mercury retrograde is in your area of self-expression. That stirs up questions in terms of creativity and work in that regard, new attractions, efforts to be yourself. It's time to pull back and look closely at the message you want to give out or the message you're receiving. Creative work might undergo revisions. In some cases, there might be contact from the past, like from past relationships. Mercury retrograde, that's just like always a potential, no matter what. Scorpio, Neptune is in your area of self-expression with the nodes. That suggests illusions involving a new attraction, creative work, gaining attention, appreciation from yourself. It could be, that could feel troublesome. It just, you got to watch escapism and overindulgence. It can reach a point that you must consider the impact or just deeper levels. What is your intimate relationship with others? In some cases, like, financial stuff, addiction stuff, things like that could be confronted. It's really uncovering, it's a really uncovering week for Scorpio, and the full moon is in your career sector. This can illuminate accomplishments or expansion at home or family, which is cool. This will be in the context of future path or career, but just unpredictable actions by partners or competitors that can push things to the point where you don't feel like the results are in your control, and what is in our control besides our actions and behavior anyway. But while someone else may initiate, you don't have to march to their beat. That's the point. Don't allow someone to decide how you react. Don't be in reaction, be in response, and just get still. Very, very important this week. The Venus Pluto is in your communication sector. So that suggests powerful messages, communication messages, tempting messages, from you to another, to you from another. The real power lies in authenticity. So in some cases, there might be attempts to manipulate, like using charm to get more info. So just know that authenticity is the name of the game. You already know this, like Scorpios are so talented, but they are real. Mercury retrograde is in your domestic area. So that suggests questions and delays in terms of family discussions, home rental agreements, home businesses. It's just time to kind of question the past, really, and any historical narratives that may be limiting or untrue. Sagittarius, Neptune is in your domestic area. That is squaring the nodes. This highlights an issue of weakness or addiction or illness at home. It's just time to confront this area that's been undermining you and get real about how it undermines or impacts your identity. You might need to take a close look at that impact on a relationship while being open to other people's viewpoint or choices. This can be a crucial partnership turning point. The full moon is also in your area of opportunities. That is delivering results in the areas of travel, education, legal matters, publishing, broadcasting. A great promise or expectation can be featured, but it will be exaggerated by changes and actions in your daily routine. There's a lot of change in daily routine right now for Sagittarius. You may feel pushed to escape or do something radical, but know that the risky actions and pronouncements can do more harm than good. Venus Pluto is in your area of personal resources, and this suggests lucrative new financial opportunity or just a boost in your self-esteem based on the acknowledgement of your own resources. It's a really good time for work and money for you, Sagittarius. If you keep it, if you keep it real, and if you don't overindulge and just kind of keep it mindful and let clarity replace vagueness and just do your best, and relax. Mercury retrograde is in your communication area. This will give you another reason to stop and think about anything, anything like, routine, personal resources, all that stuff. An answer, a message, or decision might be up for review, but now is not the time to make a final choice, like never in Mercury retrograde if we can help it. In some cases, a message from the past might come in, obviously, Mercury retrograde, but it's an interesting and beautiful week, I think, for Sagittarius. Capricorn, Neptune is in your communication area. That is squaring the nodes. This is encouraging you to closely examine any missing info, anything fantasy or untruths, a lie, a precious truth that you've been hiding or dreaming about. It needs exposure to the light of day. So putting it in the context of your daily routine or health will be necessary. There can be struggles with avoidance or mixed messages. The full moon is in your area of shared resources. That illuminates an issue involving finances and intimacy and psychological issues. Growth and optimism regarding earned money and values will be involved, and you may be tempted to give more, spend more, or expect more. Just be mindful of that. And be mindful of risky behavior, especially risky behavior involving money or a push to get what you want from another. This can go too far. So just pay attention to what you're ready to share and what you're prepared to share, like what you're prepared to pay back, what you're prepared to share. You just got to get clear. Venus Pluto is in your sign. This can intensify your ability to attract. It can begin a powerful new chapter regarding your identity, your lifestyle, your relationships. This is a moment to be fearless about what you want and who you truly are. Mercury retrograde is in your sector of personal finances. So that's a reason to look again at our personal values, finance, money. Delays or emerging info will be part of this process where you dig beneath the surface. And if necessary, reconsider how your values are shifting. Aquarius, Neptune is in your area of personal resources in a square to the nodes. This confronts you with questions about finances or values. A habit or association that's been undermining your security or self-worth is ready to be changed. And this will involve moving towards a place where you choose yourself. I'll say that again, Aquarius, moving towards a place, a habit or association that's been undermining your security and self-worth is ready to be changed. And this will involve moving towards a place where you choose yourself and what feels best or healthiest, irregardless of what other people think. In some cases, a tricky public image might need to be dealt with in this regard. The full moon is in your relationship area. That signals a turning point in a relationship or a relationship with a competitor. In opposition to Jupiter in your sign can see you pushing this situation to a conclusion, but just be wary of rushing things. Events will move as they're meant to, and grabbing the reins out of impatience or panic, that we don't want unexpected consequences. That's not great. So be gentle. Venus Pluto is in your hidden area. This can activate a secret obsession. It can activate passion. It can activate a private goal. It's kind of exciting. Mercury retrograde is in your sign. This will almost immediately show you why you need to slow down and think twice. You could change your mind or discover more questions and answers. So now is not the time to push for final decisions. Let the questions arise and treat delays as part of the process, which is great. It's just Aquarius, it's brain, 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 brain. So just just know you're right where you're supposed to be. Nothing's moving slower or faster than it's meant to. It's okay not to know what is really going on and exactly what you want right now. Pisces. Neptune is in your sign. It's squaring the nodes. It's a call to look at any illusions, any avoidance regarding career versus home life. Unclear expectations or unrealistic ideals about future and professional image will trip you up until you examine the facts in light of your home base and those closest to you. So in some cases, this can be a choice regarding a new job, a relocation, or a change in career. The full moon is in your area of routine. This is delivering results involving work environment, work in general, health, coworkers, service, obligations to others. Any unsubstantiated hopes or background growth will be driving this. So events could be exaggerated by sudden surges of anger or radical statements or even messages. You may think you know all the facts, but there is more to be revealed. Venus Pluto is in your social sector. It signals depth in social relationships and friendships via who you attract or how your image is perceived. This is the start of a new cycle of authenticity, which will teach you how social power works. Mercury retrograde this time is in your hidden sector. This will deliver more reveals as you look behind the scenes, questioning any missing info or lies, or pull back or look within yourself. So if possible, pause and just consider what's unfolding about rushing forward with an answer. So as you can see, it's a really full week for everybody. Meditation, prayer, or asking, just tuning in and being relaxing, which is the key to everything, being really gentle with yourself. I thank James at Bene Mudra for this platform. I thank my teachers, Diana Brown and Remington Donovan, and most especially, besides James, Nadia Gilchrist, whose work, whose astrological math this report is largely based on. I am available at throughbenemudra.com for private consultation in spiritual teaching, astrology, numerology, and soul movement and life purpose and soul mission. My name is Lauren Dalvia. I can be found on Instagram at Lauren, LAUREN _DALVIA is personal. Business is at 1111 guided, and you spell the words 11. Have a beautiful, gentle week. Happy full moon, happy Venus, Pluto, happy Mercury retrograde. It's a great time to purge and get quiet and go inward and reconnect with people from the past and reconnect with yourself. Much love. Bye.